Hey guys, so a bit of a different, not just background, but video this time around. This is Esley Grier from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. He uh, he sent me a request to do this on one of my recent videos, and I agreed. I've been watching his videos ever since. He's a really cool guy. You should check out his stuff. But today we were talking about um, why we collect physical media still in 2024.
So the first reason why I collect physical media in 2024, mainly because it's a nostalgic thing. I have so many memories as a kid going to Walmart and other stores, particularly also the flea market as well. My mom used to take me all the time, and she's like the main reason why I'm into movies. My love for physical media came because of my love for movies, and that's all because of her. So that's really a nostalgic thing for me. I just have so many memories wrapped around that.
Nice. Um, Similar stuff. Of course, I enjoy going to stores, buying stuff. Especially like to this day, I still thrift. I still go to pawn shops. There's like a place that's more exclusive to Arizona called Bookman's. Love going there. They always have like a coffee shop there and as well. I'm not a coffee guy, but it always adds like a nice aroma to the air whenever
Yeah.
I go there. So yeah, same stuff. Like I also enjoy just like buying these films.
To bounce off from what you said, you love shopping, you love going into stores, and that's like another reason why I love doing that too. Because, like I said, it's a nostalgic thing, but also I like buying my movies in person because there's
Mhm.
always a story behind that.
Yeah.
Like I said, memories come with or stories come with memories. Like I can
Hmm.
remember whenever I got Dune, my wife bought me that at Target, or say Dark Man, or that's actually I pre-ordered that. Never mind.
Hmm.
I'm contradicting myself, but there are
Yeah.
so many stories behind all these DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks. Like I said, I can tell you a story about each one.
Yeah, and I can relate.
Yeah.
Like for example, this one. This like limited out of print like Blu-ray steelbook of Kingsman: The Secret Service, which by the way is one of
Nice.
my favorite action films of all time. Love this thing. But anyway, uh, my memory with that is that it was the first eBay auction that I won.
Oh wow.
It wasn't only that; it was the first eBay auction I was ever in, and
Yeah.
I won it. So I mean, so yeah, I can definitely relate to what you're saying about actually going in person and getting a disc that has an intangible quality to it
Mm-hmm.
that is going to beat online shopping all the time.
Yes.
Um, and I guess what I said about eBay, that is online, but I mean, and that's still it was an experience though.
Yes.
But yeah, whenever Black Friday comes along, I don't go. I mean, the only reason I go on the websites for like Best Buy, which I'm probably not going to do this November since they're closing up. I mean, not closing. They're getting rid of all their physical media. Which, by the way,
Yes.
that video you did on it was like the first time I had ever heard of that. That Best Buy
Oh
was
wow.
doing that. So that's very interesting. But yeah, for those reasons, yeah, I always prefer to just get these discs in person because there's always an interesting experience tied with it.
Yes, because that's not going to happen for very long. I mean, there's still thrift stores and stuff. So, like you said, there's exclusive stores, but like as a mainstay thing, or main, actually, I contradict myself because Walmart is now stepping up their game in my area because
Hmm.
I just so happened to pick up a Creature from the Black Lagoon 4K steelbook, which is like Walmart exclusive. So,
Hmm.
you know, that's
The,
something I never thought would happen, but because
yeah,
for the
the
longest time, my
Walmart.
Walmart didn't really care for that.
Yeah, the Walmarts I have in my area, they kind of drop the ball on that. They're not
Mhm.
really good. I've been to a lot of them here in Arizona, and you know, it seems like they're trying to get over the physical media stuff. But it would be nice that with Best Buy ending physical media, that Walmart and Target step up their game, especially when it comes to Black Friday. Because like I bought a few things here and there from Target this past Black Friday, like like this thing here. I actually had to do like the the buy two get one free to get
Oh
Scream
wow.
6 to make the whole thing cheaper because for some reason they didn't have like any store didn't
Yeah.
have Scream 6 4K on sale, which is strange because they had
Yeah.
the 5 sale, but that's another thing. But anyway, um yeah, I mean, but Best Buy has always had the best deals on
Yeah.
physical media. And it would be nice that if they're going to end this, that the other stores step up.
Thankfully my Walmart's doing that, and hopefully yours will sometime soon, because I've seen in so many groups or like Reddit groups as well, people are like, yeah, mine's doing it, the other one's like, no, mine's not doing anything. So yeah, it'd be nice for all of them to step up their game.
Yeah, right.
uh another point that I have, which this always people always bring this up, but it they bring it up for a reason.
Hmm.
With streaming, movies and shows just come and go sometimes, and sometimes there's like streaming exclusives which will never have a physical media release. I prefer physical media, as we
Hmm.
both do, more than likely. So
Hmm. Hmm.
uh you
Yeah.
know, no one, I mean, no company is going to come into my house and steal any of these from me. These are mine to own. Like I said, a lot of people bring that up, but it's true for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, I was so glad when Prey was released
Mhm.
on 4K. Like,
Oh yeah.
honestly, I haven't seen the film itself yet. I've heard really great things about it, but and
Yes.
I'm really eager to check it out whenever I can. But um, I'm glad that they put that on 4K.
Hmm.
Um, Barbarian, that was a weird one where that one came out in theaters,
Yeah.
but then it never got a Blu-ray release. Very strange. And it seems like every so often, like the 20th century studios films are like some of them are, some of them aren't, and it's kind of weird.
Another thing that I want to bring up is the picture quality, especially with 4K, which there's like so many technical aspects you can get into when streaming in 4K and then physical in 4K. Um, it's just, I don't know, the physical media disc, like the actual 4K discs I've seen, compared to whenever I stream in 4K or whenever my family streams in 4K, I can totally see a difference in the
Hmm.
physical copy compared to the streaming,
Right.
which for the, I guess for like the average consumer, that's not really anything to like harp on. But as someone that collects, and we love movies
Right.
more than the average person does, we want
Hmm.
to see them in the best quality
Hmm.
possible, and that's why I
And,
buy
and
discs.
and you know who's advocated for that actually, and has actually said exactly what you're saying? Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Speaking of
he
Nolan, or you go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean there was a video around when Oppenheimer came out, which that 4K, a lot of people like really praised. They said one of the best 4Ks ever. I thought the transfer was really good. I didn't see what everyone was going nuts over per se,
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely understand what he's saying that when you have a film on physical media, the filmmakers are the ones that have control over the quality, which is how it
Yes.
always should be. Whereas, it gets put on streaming and, weird stuff happens.
To bounce off the Oppenheimer thing, which when people want to say that physical media is dead, just take a look at Oppenheimer. That was sold out. I managed to buy the last copy in my area. All my
Yeah.
other friends were saying that it was sold out in their stores, like that it's going to take a week or two for them to actually get it. So, like, the fact that a new 4K or just a Blu-ray in general is sold out and is off the shelves, that's
Which
fantastic. But
which
that's because of Nolan.
I have an interesting story when of getting my 4K copy of Oppenheimer. And strangely enough, and again, going back to the fact that getting physical media, you get these great stories of how you get these titles.
Yes.
I bought this the same day I watched Godzilla minus one.
Oh wow.
So not just was it an internet thing where people were saying, "Oh, Godzilla minus one is the sequel to Oppenheimer because of the nuclear bomb and everything," but because I had read the previous night on my Target app that it went on sale like a, $8 cheaper or $10
Oh wow.
cheaper or something, I forget. And it had been out of stock at my Target store. And keep in mind, like the Harkins were the theater where I watched the theater and the Target are like on two different sides of town.
Yeah,
So when I came out of the movie theater, I went all the way over to the other side of town just to get it and then come all the way
nice.
back.
My Target and my movie theater is literally like 3 minutes away from each other. So like if I wanted to do that in
Mine's
right there.
mine is like 20 plus minutes.
Oh
So
Jesus. Well, thankfully in my area, like right there at the movie theater, which unfortunately Best Buy is getting rid of physical media, but I have a Best Buy, a Walmart, and Target. So like it won't take too long unless I just stand in the movie section for 30 or 45 minutes, which I'm
yeah.
very guilty of. You can ask my wife about that. So
Yeah. Let me introduce one point that I was kind of thinking about when I'm and one point that actually sums up a lot of what I think
mhm.
about physical media. Where and let me start with an analogy. So there was this one time in college. Saying it like that makes it sound like that like college was years ago. I'm in college right now, but
Yeah.
the thing is, I was um, at the time there was this one moment where I was helping this actress that I'm currently working with. We've been on several films together, films that I've directed and she's starred in. Which side point that it's really cool that we can have kind of like that director actor duo.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyway, so that's really fun. But there's this one time where we were filming
Mhm.
and uh, she had to do like a scene at a bench. And there is a point to this, but she had to do a scene at a bench for a class. And coming home after that, I realized that the bench itself was kind of metaphorical in a way
Oh yeah.
that, you know, anyone can use a bench.
Yeah.
Just like anyone can go into streaming and watch films, but you don't own the bench.
That's true.
Whereas like you watch your favorite film and you have it on the highest quality possible. Like for me, one of the cases is Joker, one of
Mhm.
my top 20 films of all time. Um, and the thing is, if I just watch Joker on streaming,
Mhm.
it's still one of my top 20 films of all time,
Yes.
but it's not so much that it's truly part of me,
Mhm.
or that it's part of my life. And that's why I think physical media, one of the things it's able to accomplish as well, that when you buy films on any type of disc, you're owning a piece of that film.
That's true.
You're putting it on your shelf to display and say, this is a film I consider to be one of the best, or a film that really brings me joy, and a film that I'm going to remember, that I'm going to be recommending to people. And that's such a powerful thing that physical media can do. That if you watch a film on Netflix, okay, you watch a film on Netflix, but it there isn't like that level of it's part of me now.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You pointed out Joker. One of my favorite films of all time has to be, which it is a kid's film, but it's Toy Story 2. It's my one of my favorite movies of all time. It's top five, top 10. So to have this
Can't
movie in
disagree.
my collection,
It's way up there for me as well.
oh yeah.
Um, maybe Toy Story 2 is top 10. Well, yeah. I'm not. Ah, man, I love the first two.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up, which streaming has come around in certain websites, but special features whenever you buy, especially like boutique level labels like Blue Underground, Kino Lorber, Scream Factory, like you get a lot of special features. Arrow Video, which is now, or actually something that my wife picked up for me, is like now my holy grail of my collection. That's the Chucky 4K collection. It has all 8 films because there's a documentary included, and it
Ah,
was it was Europe. I think it was just released in the UK, or at least in Europe, and
mm,
we had it imported, and it was just, I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, there's a lot of special features, like the whole case. I'm gonna give an example, but Weird Science. This is another. It's another Arrow Video thing. but the whole
Hmm.
thing was like covered. This whole back was covered in special features. Like there are so many movies that I watched growing up to where I wasn't done with the movie. I might have finished the movie, but I wasn't done with it. That's where physical media
Right.
comes in. I
Hmm.
could sit down like with the Lord of the Rings films, growing up watching those special features and those hour-long documentaries. That's something that most people don't get nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
But some streaming and some websites do have you covered now, but it's just the fact that we can have so many special features.
Yeah. On the topic of special features, and also I want to introduce this film because it's not one that you hear every day, even
Yeah.
though it's one of the most well-known A24 films. But on the topic of special features, because if I'm being honest, even though I have the discs and I watch films regularly, I don't really like put play on the special features. I just
Okay.
kind of do something else afterwards, or I do my review. But Midsummer
Yeah.
was one of the rare exceptions where I was so impressed with the technicality of this film the first time I saw it. I just had to go and watch the special features of like how Ari Aster did all the sets and how he like, structured the story. I don't know if you've seen this film, but
No.
it's interesting, very interesting. Um, but yes, yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying with the special features. Definitely that's a big draw of physical media. Although I will say, isn't it true that some providers like Movies Anywhere, which is like
Yeah.
a recent thing, they have like the special features.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was talking about. Certain websites
yeah,
now do that, so
right. And
that's why they're stepping up their
I
game.
think even if you buy like a film on Prime Video, then they have like the special features or something. But yeah,
Hmm.
usually when you watch a film on streaming, like it's just the film, and you
Yeah.
can't really dig into it deeper unless like you actually go online. But yeah, I can definitely see that point.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up, which it's always it's probably a basic answer, but the aesthetic of having all these movies like in the collection, like I love your backdrop. I love coming in here and looking at my collection. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the whole
Mm-hmm.
aesthetic of the whole thing. It sort of brings back like that blockbuster Hollywood video type vibe
Mm-hmm.
whenever you see these movies on a shelf. So
Yeah,
that's it's a basic thing, but it's something that I love.
I totally get that, and that actually goes into why I prefer when I buy a 4K and I'm going to be spending that extra money to
Yeah.
get a higher quality than Blu-ray. I want it to come with that slipcover because
Yes.
I mean that just looks so good.
Oh, you lucky. I don't have my slip on that one.
This is, I mean, still, I would still buy it like this, but
Yeah,
it doesn't look as good as, having this on the shelf, having this
that's very
spot,
true.
which,
Yes.
I like to call that like, you know, my version of crack because
Yeah.
I feel like I get a rush whenever,
Yes.
whenever I look at my shelf or like, just getting
Well,
physical media in general. Yeah.
well, like you said, we will still buy the base edition, but if I see the slip cover, I'm getting it 100%. So I'm
Yeah,
on the same
definitely.
wavelength as you. People might make fun of us because of that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I love,
Like
yes.
like with that same one, the Blade Runner
Mhm.
2049, I think I could have bought it for like $10 new, the 4K, but I paid the $20 to get that slipcover.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing that I've noticed that people on eBay, which this is just a side thing now that you brought it up, but people on eBay sell the slip covers individually, which
Hmm.
I just
Yeah.
find that crazy. But I mean, people like us will buy it.
There was one guy selling the slipcover of Blade Runner 2049 for like
Yeah.
$25.
Oh Jesus, you can just buy the whole movie. But I've been
Yeah.
guilty of buying some slip covers. So
Hmm.
one of them has to be. This is an example. The Walmart exclusive Spider-Man No Way Home slip cover.
Oh, that's a
I
nice one.
don't I don't like the way that this looks. So when they released this, I had to get it.
I just have the regular one.
Oh,
I don't have
really?
the slipcover, but yeah.
I usually don't double dip when it comes to 4K, But now Walmart has this steelbook. It's the No Way Home 4K steelbook. That's
Uh-huh.
the only one that I've double dipped on when it comes to 4K. So, I mean, that movie means a lot to me. But
Yeah.
uh, either way, I'm glad
Hmm.
to have both of them.
And I mean, even that
Yeah.
is something interesting about physical media that on streaming, like I've said before, a film's a film.
Yes.
When you get into physical media, that's a whole different story because you'll have different slip covers, you'll have
Yes.
different packaging for it, like you know, steel books,
Yeah.
like the Batman steel book that I have.
I've
Um,
seen the Walmart one when I went to the other Walmart today.
yeah,
I was thinking about getting that one, but I don't know which one I like better. But I'm glad we get options. That's one thing that
yes,
I'm glad you
definitely.
brought that up because I just bought Avengers Endgame. This is the Target exclusive, but I got it at half price books for like $20 and it has like this whole booklet and everything. So like that's why I love having the options too. This is a little side note. It's a small thing, but
Cool.
this really has to do with DVDs because back in the day with DVDs, I don't know what it is about me, but with DVDs, they had like certain disc menus that were really interactive, and I had fun as a kid, like messing around with the disc menu, which I know sounds really weird, but like
No,
let's put it this way.
it doesn't. No, actually, it doesn't sound weird to me at all. Like
Oh
I've actually heard other people talking about the exact same thing, and I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Um, that even within physical media, you've had more basic menus. Like,
yes,
oh man, as much as I love Scream 6, when I popped this
yes,
in and I looked at the menu, I was like, you gotta be kidding. Like it's
yeah,
so bland. I don't know. Have you seen the
yes.
menu on this thing?
No, but I own it because I bought it a few weeks ago because it was like $15 on sale at Best Buy, so I had to
I'm
get it.
serious. I'm serious. You get to the menu, and all it is just like a cityscape. You have Ghostface in like part of the screen, and the options at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that they do that now. That's like my main gripe with 4K. Very basic, like you said. It's just the play, special features, scene selection, and setup with some
Yeah.
backdrop, and that's it. When I had a blast as a kid messing around with like the Spider-Man one, the Shrek one, like the childhood thing, but you don't really get that anymore. Sometimes you will with certain boutique labels and stuff like that, or if it's a certain release, but that hardly happens anymore. This one sort of contradicts what I'm about to say, but it is true too. Censorship, which I usually bring that up with streaming, but there
Hmm.
have been certain physical media releases where there's censorship or they change things. Like with George Lucas, that's like the big example. He changed a lot with the original Star Wars
Yeah.
trilogy. Like he added in a lot of CGI stuff, but that's not censorship. That's just going back and messing with it. But examples like Gone with the Wind and a lot of other films, for the
Yeah.
most part, you get older releases like DVD release. You get like I wouldn't say unrated, but you get the uncut version of the film where studios don't go in and mess with it, regardless if it's controversial or not in today's standards.
The direction I thought that you were gonna go with that is like streaming being more censoring stuff more.
Oh yeah, they
Because
do
like
that too.
when you
Because
get because like with the stuff on Disney Plus,
yes,
which I don't know like any outright examples where they've done that, but I know they've had to put messages at the beginning or
yes,
and I imagine they've had to cut out stuff here and there. But yeah, I mean when you have the physical media, when you have the physical copy, like that is how the filmmakers intended.
yes.
Although you've also mentioned that they've changed stuff within discs as well.
Yeah, so that's why I brought that up, and I was like, yeah, it's a bit iffy because it does go both ways with streaming and physical.
Hmm.
The filmmakers can go back, or the studios can go back and change things, or just cut things out entirely. Which, for the most part, they do that with streaming. Yeah, I was gonna head into that because I think with Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or whatever that show that is what the show is called, right, on Disney Plus. Uh,
Yes.
I remember they had
Yeah,
this one
Falcon
scene.
and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad.
They had a thing at the end of episode 6 that had the title card Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
But the show itself is called Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I got you. I think there was this one scene which I've seen people bring it up to where there was this action scene where blood was involved, and they
Mhm.
originally shot it that way because I think it's like it's not TV-14, but it's for like a teenage audience.
Mhm.
But they went back and took the blood out and added like certain sound effects and stuff.
I guess I saw the version of it with the blood in it.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about. It's the ending of episode 4, the one that
gotcha.
really like shocked people. And it was in part of the show that I was like that was actually really good. What would you say is like the direction that studios should take, that distributors should take as far as keeping up physical media?
So with that one, I've noticed that a lot of boutique labels are the one that's keeping up with that, but the regular studios, I think they should always have it as like an option for the consumer because there is like a very niche market with us with collectors, which you know,
Mhm.
I don't think it takes too much money in order to promote stuff. I mean, I
Yeah,
could be, you know, but they should always have it as an option, regardless if it's mainstream or not, because the collectors are the one that's going to buy it. Like
hmm
we're going to know when certain things come out. It's just
yeah, right.
as long as we always have the option to, regardless if we're not going to be able to go into stores, if it's going to be online only, I
hmm
think it should always just be an option. They can do whatever they want with streaming and put that as the forefront, but as long as we have the option, I don't know if that really
Yeah.
answers your question or not, but that's
No,
where
that
I
that
think
answer
I
that
think
answers it pretty well. And I will say I do appreciate that the Disney Plus shows, those have
mhm.
just recently gotten physical media releases. I know that Loki season 1
Yeah,
is
I've
on
noticed that.
4K, and yeah. So that I mean that's really
Yeah,
interesting. That I didn't expect. And I know that for a while Netflix and other streaming services have just been like exclusively putting their content like on like the apps and stuff, but I'm glad that
yeah.
they are tapping into like that niche market as you mentioned.
So the way this is going to work, we're just going to show like our favorite releases right now, just two or three of them. That way we can just end it on a positive note. That way we can show you guys some of our favorites. I probably went on way too long for that, but this is a 4K. This is from Lionsgate. It's the Young Guns 4K steelbook. It has the slip cover on it as well. This is one of the few movies that me and my dad got into and bonded over. And then this Criterion release of Night of the Living Dead, the original one. This, like black and white movies in 4K, I've talked about it before. You definitely need to watch black and white movies in 4K because some people are like, "What's the deal with that?" Check
Hmm
out the HDR and the Dolby Vision. You'll see what I mean because there's a lot more colors than just black and white in a black and white movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But my favorite, the holy grail of my collection, the 4K Arrow video collection
Hmm.
of all the Chucky films.
Yeah.
So those are some of my favorites.
So some of the ones I have on here is this Blu-ray collection of Indiana Jones, which is
Nice.
really cool. I won't go too long with this, but anyway, like you open it up and it has like designs of the films and like the discs, and so really cool. My mom got it for me on for Christmas of 2022 because she got it for me before Dial of Destiny came out.
Oh, I got you.
Um, and then one of the most expensive purchases of mine when it comes to physical media, this Mondo Steelbook of A Quiet Place. I don't know if you can read that very well, red against black, but
Not
Quiet
really.
Place 4K Steelbook. Um, really cool. And it has like this slip with it. So that's that one. And then this is one that I ordered recently. Um, I got this in the mail yesterday, actually, the Daniel Craig collection on 4K,
Nice.
which is interesting because it comes with like the 4K set and the Blu-ray set separated, not inside one
Um,
case. So that's really cool. But yes, anyway, so thanks guys for watching. Those are our thoughts on why we still collect physical media in the current day. I really appreciated being part of this, Esley. This was really fun. We're definitely going to do another collab later on. We're probably going to review X and Pearl before Maxine comes out. Well, we
yeah.
could probably do something before then as well. But anyway, guys, if you like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, make sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.